Good afternoon, everybody. Today I'll be talking about workplace discipline at Doohickeys Incorporated. Right now, the company is struggling with a lack of clear disciplinary procedures, and this is causing a lot of issues. Inconsistent discipline can lead to frustration among employees, higher turnover rates, and even legal risk. My goal is to highlight why this is a problem and discuss four possible solutions to improve the situation. The biggest issue at Doohickeys Incorporated is that discipline is not handled in a consistent or an organized way. There's no clear system in place. Policies aren't communicated well, and documentation is very weak. On top of that, when discipline does happen, it tends to be overly harsh or reactive instead of proactive. All of these things create confusion and frustration for the employees, making it harder for the company to run smoothly. So why does this matter? A lack of proper discipline doesn't just make employees unhappy, it can have a serious consequence for the company. When discipline is unfair or unclear, employees lose motivation, which lowers morale. Some may even quit, increasing turnover rates. And if issues aren't documented correctly, the company could face legal problems for wrongful termination claims. Productivity can also suffer when safety rules and policies aren't enforced properly. And finally, when bad workplace discipline can hurt the company's reputation, making it harder for them to attract and keep good and strong employees. So, one way to fix this problem is by creating a standardized disciplinary policy. This would ensure that everyone is treated fairly and that managers follow the same rules across the company. It would also reduce the legal risks by keeping everything in line with labor laws. However, some managers may resist this change because they're used to handling discipline their own way. It also takes time and effort to train employees on the new policy. A good way to overcome this is by making it clear that the goal isn't to micromanage, but it's to create a fair and more effective system. Another solution is improving documentation. Keeping better records of employee behavior and disciplinary actions can protect the company from legal trouble and help identify patterns of misconduct early on. The downside is that it creates more work for the managers, and some employees might feel like they're being watched too closely. One way to fix this is by using an easy human resource software system and making sure all managers are trained to document this properly. A third option is using a performance improvement plan or a PIP system. Instead of immediately punishing employees for making a mistake, a PIP gives them a chance to improve and develop their skills. This can create a more positive company culture and reduce turnover. However, some employees might see a PIP as a warning sign that they're about to be fired instead of an opportunity to grow. So to fix this, the company should reinforce that PIPs are about professional development, not just termination. And the final solution is to provide leadership and legal training for managers. This would help ensure that discipline is handled fairly and legally, reducing the chances of discrimination or bias. It also strengthens HR's role in guiding policy enforcement. The challenge is that training takes time and resources, and not all managers may be open to changing their approach. One way to address this is by showing real-world examples of how proper training leads to a better work environment and fewer legal risks overall. So, each of these solutions has its strengths and weaknesses, but if Doohickeys Incorporated takes action, they can create a much better workplace, A well-structured disciplinary system leads to happier employees, lower turnover, and a more productive work environment. By focusing on fairness, consistency, and proper communication, the company can improve both its culture and its overall success.